This is the symbol of a dynamic age, where even stars and planets are within our grasp. It is the fabulous World's Fair in Brussels, being erected as a dedication to mankind's ability to mold this powerful era for the good of all people. The Russians present a mighty structure. The United States Pavilion is the world's largest free-span circular building, keyed to the theme, America, the land and the people. Some 50 nations will come together exchanging ideas and achievements. Here on the floor of the General Motors exhibit in the Transportation Building, engineers are constructing a fascinating diorama view of the past, present, and future. A typical Belgian countryside will be treated by technicians with a word picture on tapes in the language of your choice and transformed from the landscape of today to the electronically controlled highways of tomorrow as travel helps strengthen the global ties of peace, the aim of the Brussels World's Fair.
Here's an experimental ride into the future when the driver can say, "Look, Ma, no hands." General Motors research engineers demonstrate that the highways of tomorrow can be equipped with an electrical cable built onto the surface to guide a car automatically. The cable will provide a magnetic path for the car to follow. A pair of coils in front that pick up the signal from the cable feed into a computer. This instrument steers the car like a robot without help from the driver. Just flip a switch and you're on the beam. This is the first demonstration of its kind with a full-sized car. Though it's still in the research stage, it indicates the possibilities of a built-in automatic guiding system in the years to come. The electronic computer is small enough for a glove compartment, and the cable can be fitted to most highways. No need for a drastic changeover. But this is only a check ride on the roads of the future.
At GM's 50th birthday celebration in Detroit, Arlo H. Curtis, president, credited plain people with GM's success.
I am sure you have all discovered that corporations are people, no less than homes are people, or democracies are people.
Mr. Curtis referred to employees like Arthur L. Calder, plant protection man at the Detroit Cadillac Division. He's one of the top 45 award winners of the spectacular Golden Anniversary Letter Writing Contest. But others invade Detroit to collect prizes ranging from GM cars to a new home. Before award time, they get a whirlwind tour of GM's Tech Center, seeing new advances in engineering and styling. Later, at a banquet, they see Calder win $15,000 in GM stock and over $6,000 cash to cover taxes. Roberta White, a secretary stenographer from LaGrange, Illinois, wins top award, a $35,000 home and over $42,000 cash.
Jet planes whoosh down the runway like a vacuum cleaner, sucking up damaging debris. To prevent this, a strange new companion has been found for the jet, a giant-sized vacuum cleaner to clear the field of the inevitable rubbish of nuts, bolts, rocks, and cans, things that wreck engines worth millions of dollars. Demonstrated in New York before officials of the CAA, airlines, the press, and military, this, the world's largest vacuum cleaner, travels 25 miles per hour, clearing 1 million square feet an hour. More than a once-over lightly, it's downright good housekeeping with its high-velocity airflow. Developed in cooperation with the Air Force, the invention, built around a GMC truck, is also welcome new equipment in civil use for speedy and thorough street cleaning. But in the jet age, it's the solution to a serious problem and has already won the approval of commercial flyers and the Air Force. At the South Carolina Medical College, a notable advancement in the study of the human heart is explained by Dr. Dale Groom.
This is a capacitance pickup. It was developed in collaboration with engineers of the General Motors research laboratories, and it's used in a soundproof room such as this one to record very faint sounds and murmurs from the human heart.
Now, audible for the first time, this murmur of a diseased heart. A murmur heretofore inaudible even to the stethoscope is now picked up by this sensitive new device that can detect chest wall movements as small as 1/2 of 1/1000th of an inch. A technique discovered for measuring pressure inside a car engine and now applied to the engine of a human body. Professor Groom says the murmur is caused by the flow of blood through the heart and blood vessels. It is also recorded on the oscilloscope for visual examination. Here they find that many of us can have heart murmurs and still have healthy hearts like this. It means more knowledge in the future as men of science gain a greater understanding of life itself.
Despite serious damage to the cars, no one was hurt, simply because cars like these are operated by remote control in safety testing at the General Motors Proving Grounds. When the test expert turns the steering wheel on this console, it drives a motor that turns the steering wheel in the Bullitt car. All they have to do is move the target car into position crosswise on the road. One of the engineers puts the Bullitt car into gear, and she's on her way, headed for disaster. Hold your hats. It sure breaks your heart to see two cars smashed, but it helps the automotive engineers in their never-ending pursuit of progress.
A caravan of cars carrying a special governor's committee for high-speed safety. Headed by Chairman Ribicoff of Connecticut, the governors visit the General Motors Proving Grounds in Milford, Michigan. And here they see, through actual demonstrations, how engineering tests can prove and improve the safety of cars and highways. The various performances dramatize the structural and functional dependability of America's modern cars in emergency situations. Using dummies, this test helps evaluate seat belts. A driver jams the brakes down to show safe, high-speed stopping. Suddenly, a blowout, but without danger. The tire stays on the rim. Here's one driver who's found complete safety. He doesn't get very far with remote control, but in driving home his point, he has a smashing success. A big push and another roadside hazard is gone. In one run, a car fails to stick to the script. It refuses to roll over. This car withstands a deliberate crash into a guardrail. The governors Williams, Simpson, Miner, and Chairman Ribicoff join GM President Harlow Curtis, chairman of the President's Safety Committee, in the drive for greater safety.
From the nation's automotive capital emerges an experimental car with a new steering device, a stubby little stick with a knob. Developed by General Motors research staff, the unit-controlled car, which has no steering wheel at all, is driven completely by the short stick. It controls both speed and direction. A slight push to the left turns the car in that direction. The automobile is stopped by pulling the stick back. Then, just a gentle motion by Milady is sufficient to maneuver or park the car with ease. The stick does not work through mechanical linkage. Instead, an electronic computer and hydraulic power supply carry out the commands of the driver. Push the stick forward and the unit-controlled car gets underway, giving the driver a new master control for greater safety and comfort.